the budget
just getting
chopped and chopped and chopped.
Now they just canceling it.
What it is, what it do? Welcome back to Capital J, where we do reaction videos. Thank you for watching. Today we doing a video on Joe and Jada. This is the first time I'm doing it. This is the first time I'm doing one of their videos. Time was coming. I was just waiting for the conversation. But the conversation is they canceled the BET Awards. First time ever. They're gonna talk about it a little bit. You know, I got a few things I want to say about it. But we're gonna listen to what they gotta say, listen to the experts, and then I'm gonna chime in because I got a couple things I gotta say about that too. So let's get it.
Yo, yeah, man. You know what it is, Joe and Jada, man. Hip hop shit for the culture. I was scrolling yesterday. I seen BET is canceling the BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards.
Oh no!
Now, we all know our people. The BET, the Hip Hop Awards. So they started switching. I think they let you host it.
3 years. 3 years.
Kevin Hart do the last one, so they put a little bit of fluidity back into it. But it was a time when it got like the Ratchet Awards and nobody was really going and this and that. Then I guess with the passing of Don Cornelius, whoever was in charge of the Soul Train, I guess, I don't know, slipped. It didn't have the same fluidity as it had other years, you know, before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
So now they just canceling it. That's like a loss for the culture. What'd you say?
You want me to say? You just explain what do you want you to say?
I just gave you
I got a different approach, man.
Okay.
My approach is factual. BET, this is a form of gentrification, what's going on right now. Right, so I don't know if y'all really want to ask me about this shit right here, right? So BET came up as a community station for Black people, right? The urban culture. And our man, Bob Johnson, took the check. He sold it, first Black billionaire, whatever the case may be. He sold it to Viacom and Paramount, MTV and them, VH1 and them. Little by little over the years, quietly, they've been firing a lot of people behind the scenes in BET, and everybody who has something to say, they've been firing them and this and this and that. And I know because I've been working on the BET Hip Hop Awards for 3 years. Shit was like the budget, not for me, but the budget
just kept getting
chopped and chopped and chopped. And last year, I debuted my single with Khaled in the VMAs, and Katy Perry still flying through the air in the VMAs. They still blowing out of the cannons. They still flying in the air. They still got all the tricks. They still got the budgets. They got the shit, you know. And so I think in the entertainment world, I don't think I know this was like a form of gentrification. They kept underfunding them, and you ain't got no money to be creative. That's why you was watching the Ratchet Awards and all that. They ain't had no bread. Last year we shot the last joint, and
They have bread for what they want to have bread for.
I'm so honored for the opportunity. Connie Orlando and the whole crew to let me host. That was one of the biggest things I ever wanted to do in my life. You know, I look up, if I never told you, I look up to a Steve Harvey. So Steve Harvey's my guy at media that I want to be like. And so, you know, that made me feel like I was Steve Harvey of hip hop and trying to keep it consistent. But I saw what they did to him. They just stopped the budgets. They started firing. I almost said arrested. They started firing a bunch of people who brought a lot to the table. And now we're left with, guess what? This ain't working. But nothing without no money, no promotions, no staff, no nothing works. It just don't work. You might as well have called it the Independent Awards. And so, no Soul Train, no BET Awards. But guess what? We got the VMAs.
Those ain't for us.
Well, I'm being honest with you. I love the VMAs too.
I got the VMA, but then still.
I love the VMAs too, but the point is, that's your answer in a nutshell. That's what happened.
They left us with one award show.
The
That ain't
BET,
really ours anyway.
yeah, but they got I think the main BET awards that,
No, the BET regular awards is still there.
yeah.
But that's still a little topsy-turvy.
Oh no, that's a second away. The writing's on the wall. If you see everything else falling down as a domino, that's the next one. One little fumble by Kevin Hart, one little joke too many, that shit over too. And so that's what it is. You know, sometimes you know, and I got a lot of friends at VMAs and MTV, and I love you guys, but you know, sometimes the goal is to buy your project to suppress you. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is, yo, some big company might come and be like, yo, we want to buy Rewind to 10. Throw us the Billy. And then like shut it down.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this shit got to go. We got to keep this thing moving. Who knows? That's just how I take on Joe and Jada.
Yeah.
I remember when the Hip Hop Awards first came out. First Hip Hop Awards came out in 06, 07. And during that time, we got to remember, during that time, how we consumed this type of media back then, there was no social media, right? None of the social medias that we got now was around back then. And your favorite rappers, your favorite singers, your favorite movie stars, whatever the case may be, the only time you was able to see them was on TV. And on TV and cable, the only way you was able to see them was music videos and award shows. Outside of that, you didn't see your favorite artists outside of them, or you didn't hear from them outside of them dropping an album. And then I also got to mention that when your favorite rapper, your favorite singer was coming out with an album, a music video was mandatory. That's what we had. And so back then, when award shows came on, we went in the house and we went and watched the award shows because we did care about the awards that was coming out, but we cared about the performances too. Because also back then, and this is nothing against the artists today, but back then, it appears that artists actually took their craft serious, right? I don't want to get too far away, but it appears, and I've heard certain people say this before, but it appears that the music industry, they don't actually value people that have talent. They actually value people that go viral. And the issue with that I'm seeing is that when you have artists that are talented and take their craft serious, you're able to get, you know, about 10, 12 years of a music career out of them. You're able to get about 4 albums out of them. But now that they're signing artists that are going viral with one song, you're able to get an album, if that. And then outside of that, they're most likely making mixtape music, or they're just dropping a single here and there, or hopping on somebody else's remix here and there. So back at that time, we took the artists serious because we could tell that they take their craft serious, because in the performances that they was giving at the award shows, and also like the music videos that they were providing us back then at BET. You had to watch BET to see their music videos. Now that we have social media, and there's nothing wrong with us having social media, but I'm just showing how times have changed. How the way we consume things is different considering how social media has evolved. Now you could go on YouTube and you could watch any one of their videos. You could go on their Instagram page or their X page, formerly known as Twitter, and you can see what they're doing at any point in time. Now that you have pages like Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked, now, without us even looking for them, we are seeing what celebrities are doing, what our favorite rappers and all this are doing. We know about their personal relationships, you know what I'm saying, their divorce and stuff like that. We know about all this stuff. We didn't know nothing about this back then. It had to be a really big situation for us to find out about what a celebrity was doing outside of making music. You get what I mean? That's part of the reason, the big reason why we don't really value award shows in general, not even just BET Hip Hop Awards, but I mentioned this plenty of times in other videos that if anybody knows business, I know business. I'm not a business guru, but I do understand that if a business doesn't have financial backing, there's really not much creativity that they could do. And if I was unaware of this, I wasn't privy to this until Joe brought it up. But yeah, if they're cutting the budget every year based on the creativity and things that you can do, and what I also know is these artists, they want to get paid for performing at the award shows. And if you don't have the money to pay the top artists, then your viewership is going to go down, which then further gives you a reason of canceling the award shows because nobody's going to watch. I'm not going to go and watch a mixtape artist perform at the BET Awards. Stop playing with me. That's just how that goes. You know what I mean? So, but I just thought it was a good conversation to have on based on how we got here. And there's things that I know I considered over the years as to how we got here. So that's it. If you disagree with anything, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.